Hello, it's Ruby and welcome to the third episode in the Dissertation Diary. Today's video is also very kindly sponsored by Genei, who I am honestly so excited to be working with. And I don't say this lightly, I think that this is one of the coolest new platforms for students. Since I heard about it last year, I have just been so excited about this because it makes research so much easier. I've been using it for a couple of weeks now. I'm just going to quickly run you through how it works. Just a quick note, by the way, I call it Genei for the whole of this video because that's how it's spelled, but it's actually pronounced Genei. So Genei is created by students and the main aim is just making research more efficient. The really big useful thing is summarizing articles. Obviously you have an abstract when you go in to read a research paper, but papers often end up veering off from that hugely. Before using Genei, I tended to read the abstract and the conclusion first to get a sense of whether I wanted to read the full article. Even that isn't wholly ideal, but Genei can summarize articles. You'll be able to see on the screen. It uses AI to scan the article and pick out the key topics. Click on each of the headings and it would have compiled all of the information about that particular thing. This just makes your research more streamlined because you can look out for the things that are actually relevant as opposed to reading the whole article. The other really great thing which you'll see me using in this video is the automatic note-taking templates. When reading articles, I usually split my screen and I'll have the article on one side, like notes document on the other. And this is honestly so cool. You just highlight sections and then you click a button and it automatically adds it into your notes. Honestly, so useful. So Genei is offering a 14-day free trial and I would really encourage you to take it, even if you don't end up using it afterwards. If you're doing lots of research for your dissertation at the moment, then I'd recommend getting that free trial now so that you can use it, time it well. But anyway, thank you so much Genei for sponsoring today's video. Let's get talking about dissertations. So in today's video, basically doing a lot of research and writing my first draft. Today's video basically ended up taking the format of a study with me, so I hope you enjoy watching it. I hope it provides some motivation. I guess I'll cue the voiceover. This dissertation diary focuses on 1 week of work where I was trying to write the second chapter of my dissertation. I'll talk to you a little bit about what I was researching, but beforehand I thought I'd run through my essay writing process, as it were. So I like to do a load of research beforehand to just familiarise myself with the criticism. So just read the most influential papers, and I like to do a lot of mind maps as well. I find that this helps to organise my thoughts. And then once I've done that, I get started on making an essay plan. I do try to write as soon as I can, like as soon as I have an idea of the material, like even vaguely confident enough to write about it, I will start writing just paragraphs here and there maybe, which is actually something I'd really recommend doing. If you're really daunted to start with an essay, just write like 200 words. It could just be a piece of close reading or a response to something you've read or a vague idea that you have, but I think that the thing we put the mental barrier up against is writing it, and as soon as we get writing we realise it's not quite so bad as we thought it would be. I find that if I don't write soon enough, then I get too daunted by the process of writing and then I end up procrastinating it. So what I tend to do is write and research at the same time, like kind of in parallel, and then research things as I need them, as I need to know more about them. That's how I do it. It works differently for different people, but you could try that method, especially the writing 200 random words, because I've found that really helpful. I'll tell you a little bit about what I was researching this week, like what my second chapter is about. So at the beginning of the term, I set week by week goals of what I wanted to get done every week for my dissertation. This is partly because it makes everything a bit more manageable, but also it keeps me accountable and it gives me internal deadlines, which mean that I won't fall too far behind or get distracted. If I don't do something that I wanted to do that week, it's not the end of the world, but I have found that these internal deadlines are keeping me on track. My dissertation is going to be split into 3 different chapters, and a chapter in a dissertation is kind of like a really long paragraph. So in an essay, you might have 3 main paragraphs. In a dissertation, you might have 2 or 3 main chapters, and these chapters are each like a mini essay in themselves. The idea is that they should be able to stand alone from the dissertation as individual essays. That's how our tutors have explained it to us. And chapter 2 for me is about Victorian didactic children's literature and also veers into gift cultures and gift-giving cultures. I'm just going to read a load of gift-giving theory. I'm going to use Genei to do this. This is the page I have with all of my Victorian postal reform stuff, but I'm going to go and create a new project for gift-giving. So I read this book on gift giving, which was honestly so useful. It is quite an old book. It was published in 1998. It's such an influential book in terms of the theory it proposes that I knew it would be a useful one to read. When you are reading older books, it's really important to look at recent criticism on those books too, though, and be aware of like contemporary reviews and how the conversation has changed and developed, because it definitely will have done. This book attempts to define the gift for basically the first time and points out that definitions don't make any sense when it comes to gifts actually, because the whole point is that they have to be unique. If you do give set features for gift giving, it can turn into bartering where you're just giving tit for tat. This book basically says that there are 2 ways of measuring value. One is material, so you know how much something costs, and one is how much the gift recognizes the individual and your relationship with them. Today will be the last day I think I vlog for this dissertation diary. It's currently 10:10 and I've just spent the morning working on the book I'm restructuring at the moment. So I wrote a book last year. I'm rewriting a lot of it and restructuring the plot, and I rewrote 3 chapters this morning, which I'm really happy about. Actually gonna get started with dissertation work now though for this morning, so probably from like 10 to 1 I'm planning on working on my dissertation, and I'm gonna go to Cross Keys Cafe again. I'm gonna pack my bag first though, just with my Remarkable, laptop, notebook, pencil case, headphones, charger. I think that's everything. I also did a load of research into nonsense poetry, which was really fascinating. In my last video, I was talking about I started looking at nonsense poetry and tried writing some as well. I was looking more at the literature last time, whereas when I was doing research this week, I was reading a lot of theory around nonsense literature, which in itself, again, seems quite paradoxical. And the theorists are always very aware that it's very strange and bizarre to even be writing theory on nonsense, because the whole point is that it is nonsense. One thing a few people have commented is like asking why I haven't really spoken about what my dissertation is about. I've mentioned little bits about what I'm researching, but I haven't run you through the particularities of my thesis and my argument. That I just don't really know if I want to at this stage. Vaguely though, I'm arguing that there is no clear line between Lewis Carroll's books and his letters. That's really scratching the surface, but just as a general overview, that is what my dissertation is about. Basically, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to be sharing loads of details about it until the end. I don't know if it will actually be useful for the process of writing it for me. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you again to Genei for sponsoring today's video, and I hope that you have a productive week.